In today's video, we're checking out the best resale and new construction deals currently for sale in Easton Park. We're gonna get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, local Easton Park real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move in Easton Park, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate news. You know, as a teacher for 10 years before I jumped into real estate, I was actually a percussion director teaching middle school and high school students for 10 years. And I found that a lot of the skills and values that were important to me and actually drew me to education have made me successful in real estate. Honesty, hard work, effective communication, and truly caring about my clients and their goals is still really important to me. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. I'd love to get to know you, get to help you and your family find a great home and a great deal for your specific situation. All of my contact info can be found in the description below. All right, we're gonna jump in. We're starting with the new build deal of the month, so I'll see you over there. So the first house we're checking out today is the new build deal of the month. This is a Brookfield courtyard home. It's their Hendricks floor plan, one of their newer floor plans. It's 2,054 square feet, 4 bed, 3 full bathrooms, and this is listed at $415,000, or technically $414,990, but I'm just gonna say $415,000. Originally it was at $441,000. It's been on market for about 6 months. And it's a very unique property, so I can see why some people may be turned off by it. I really like this house. I actually toured this home I think 3 months ago with someone, with a client, and they ended up not going for it, but I thought there were a lot of positives with this one. Pan around so you can see, if you're not familiar with courtyard style, we have the long shared driveway. We're in Prospect Park right now, and so long shared driveway coming up from the main road, and then you have 3 others in this courtyard. Let's check this one out. So immediately off the bat, a couple of things that stand out to me. Obviously this retainment wall. So right behind us is Osblick. Sorry about the wind, y'all, look at us soon. That's Osblick's the main road going west-east. And that's going to play a factor, for better or worse, is that high retainment wall. And then also, just having this front door patio to garage is pretty rare. When you drive down Osblick, typically it's the front door is to the road and then the garage is back here. But because we're so low compared to where the road is on this elevation, they had to switch it up a little bit and put the front door by the garage. I quite like this. I didn't like having the front door right by that road because it gets so busy. Let's check it out. So let's start to the right. To the right, we actually have a mother-in-law suite slash guest bedroom, slash office, however you want to use it. It's not carpeted, as you can see. The whole downstairs is just tile, wood look tile. But we have this room here. Looks about 10 foot by 10 foot. It's considered a bedroom because it does have a closet, so typical closet space. And then you have a full bathroom here, which really surprised me. Typically, these homes have 2.5 bathrooms. This one comes with a 3rd full bath. Walk-in shower, which is great. Floor to ceiling tile, you have the built-in shelf, single sink. I like the faucet they chose, a single faucet, very easy to clean around, and then natural light coming in too. I really like this bathroom, specifically because I could see this area of the home being used as a mother-in-law suite. And so if you have someone elderly or older or just has mobility issues living with you and they just can't go up and down stairs, this is a great option for them. They don't have to climb over a bathtub, right? And they don't have to go up and down stairs to get to their bedroom. So I think for someone looking for that specific type of thing, that type of floor plan, this one definitely checks those boxes. They kind of have this interesting hutch area over here. I'm not quite sure what you would use this for. It's far enough away from the kitchen, I don't think you would actually use it for coffee or anything like that. So it's really just more storage, and there's no room to actually put a chair to use it as a desk or anything like that. But yeah, I just thought this was an interesting choice, kind of odd. Plenty of storage underneath the stairs here. Yeah, tons of storage. So that's great, you know, for luggage. Items that are just really bulky, you don't want to feel like taking them up and downstairs into the attic, you have that option. Something I really like about the Hendricks floor plan is that the ceiling opens up when you come into the living room, which very few of the courtyard homes do that. And then we're into the kitchen here. We can definitely negotiate fridge, washer, dryer. That's definitely something we can do in real estate, so I wouldn't worry about, you know, does it come with that or not. We have the built-in range, so that means you got extra drawers underneath. With the drawers, they do have the soft close when they get closer. The regular cabinets, no soft close, so that's something you need to add. Also, you can see no hardware. That's an easy thing to add with the cabinets. I like this backsplash. It looks really cool. It looks, it just looks like real stone almost. Very, very interesting with that herringbone design. Yeah, looks great. But yeah, I was surprised to see that we have the built-in range, built-in oven, built-in microwave. My first house in Easton Park was a courtyard home, and it was, you didn't get any of this fancy stuff. We had the oven, we had a range oven, we had a microwave. It was not built in stuff like this into the cabinetry. So this is very fancy that they're doing this now. Large single basin sink built into the island looking out. Dishwasher, obviously. And then, pantry. Not a corner pantry, a decent amount of space though, pretty deep. And then dining area over here. So you have plenty of space for a dining area, as well as separated space for the living area. I like that too. I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big fan, both houses I bought have this, but the concept of kitchen, dining, living, just like one long rectangle, I like when it's separated like this. It makes walking around and through a little bit easier in my opinion. Back here is the 2-car garage. When I opened this earlier, I was really surprised by how much space you have in this garage. So you can see the door to the wall, we got about 2 feet. I mean, 1.5 to 2 feet, really, really wide. I did not expect to see that in here. Tankless water heater, all the homes are gonna come with that, and all Brookfield homes come with the EV charger already built in. Now, something better or worse, kind of depends on who you are. Gravel. So we have gravel on the back here, and you can see how these courtyards work. We have these shared fences, open wrought iron fence. You're really lacking a lot of privacy back here. I feel like the gravel is somewhat of a new thing. Again, when I bought my courtyard home in 2021, it was all grass, and it was a hassle, honestly, because we never went behind the house, and we just had to remind ourselves, once a month, once every 2 months to go back there and mow it so we didn't get snakes back there. So I quite like having the gravel here. If you're a dog owner, this could be kind of a hassle. I think you'd maybe prefer having grass, but honestly, there's not much room for a dog owner anyway. So personally, I think having gravel here versus having grass, gravel is the better route because you don't really use the space that much. There's not a lot of privacy. Your neighbors are right there. And I do like that we have this second entrance from the garage. Just a little bit of something different. So now looking at it from the sliding glass door, so this is kind of where we're probably you're either gonna agree with me or you're gonna split your opinion with me. Is that wall a pro or a con? I love privacy. That's my number one thing when it comes to living in a house is I want privacy. I don't want to hear neighbors, right? That's why I left apartments. I didn't want to hear the upstairs and downstairs neighbors. And then when I got into my first rental home, I was like, I'm never going back to apartments again. Having a house is great, but then my neighbors were super loud, always having parties in their backyard. So then getting a house, when I first bought my first house, it was based on price, right? That was the main thing. It's just like, does it make sense for me? But then the house we're in now was privacy. It's just like, let's get as much privacy as we possibly can. I like this, okay? Now I know not everyone's gonna like that, but the alternative to this is being right on the eye level with the road here. And the road is going to get busier and busier as more people move into Prospect Park and they develop the community center that's gonna be on the east side of this road. Also, the neighbors here, the layout of their floor plan, it means their patio is on the other side. So you don't have a patio here, which would definitely make it super awkward and uncomfortable if you don't get along with your neighbors or don't know them that well, or you just want to be alone hanging out here. So I do like the privacy here. I like the size of the slab they put for the back patio. It's a really good amount of space, plenty of room to fit a couple couches out here, and just a ton of privacy. That's the main thing that stands out to me. Now, one thing I would be potentially concerned about is the drainage, right? I'm just seeing a pipe here and going, okay, so we have torrential rain. Is that just shooting onto my back patio? Like, what's going on there? So I don't know the answer to that, and I bet that's probably freaked out enough people to why this is still on the market. But personally, I'm a fan of the privacy that we're getting because of that retainment wall. It also works out well because of this specific layout. Because we have this upstairs, and we'll see right now, the upstairs basically feels like the first floor because of the windows. So you see what I'm talking about. The road is right there now. So standing upstairs, we are just above eye level. Somebody, walking by will see them right there. So it's an interesting layout for this specific floor plan on this specific lot because it's sunk down. This feels like the first floor, and then that almost feels like a basement. Again, it's interesting, it's different, I like it. So continuing the tour, we have this little nook here. Good spot to maybe put little bookshelves. I'm not sure what you would do with that, honestly. Very, very small, right by the stairs. This is a carbon copy of downstairs mother-in-law suite. It's just carpeted. So we have carpet in here, same layout, same exact space, dimensions. Instead of that hutch, we just have a linen closet here. And then instead of a walk-in shower, you do get the bathtub, which I think is important because if you have young children or you have pets, you want a bathtub, at least one tub in the house so that you can bathe them. Same tile, right? We do have a slightly larger window in this one, but the exact same dimensions in here. And then walking down here first, we'll come back to the loft. We have our utility room, the tile same as the downstairs with a long shelf. Pretty good amount of space here, so plenty of room to put a table in this corner, kind of a folding table. And then a pretty good sized bedroom. This would be our third bedroom we've seen. And this one does get a small walk-in closet, which is great. Definitely the biggest of the three. And then we have this landing here, this loft, whatever you would call it, this kind of area. Obviously you have some access to the attic there too. I believe, because I haven't seen it, that would be where the HVAC is. So you go up there every 3 months to change out your air filter. But we do have AC controls upstairs and downstairs separate. And then I just like the space. It's kind of up to you how you would want to use this space. This could be a nice office area. If you want to put a desk here, you have an actually decent view and getting some natural light. They're obviously not building here because it's a road, so this will stay exactly like this. There'll be houses off in the distance as they continue building further south. If you have children, this could be kind of a play area for them, pretty easy to block it off with gates. But you have some options with that extra space. And then here's the primary bedroom. Very, very, very large primary bedroom. 2 windows overlooking your entrance, which of the 4 options, this is probably the best one because you have a road right there, a neighbor right there, a neighbor right there. So this is where you're gonna get the most natural light coming in, so that actually works out quite well. And then the bathroom, very large, surprisingly large. Natural light coming in to the toilet room, really good sized closet space in here. They actually put a linen closet here, which I don't really like a bathtub, but I think there's so much space and so much storage in this house, I probably would have opted for a bathtub. It just helps with resale value, but whatever, it's fine. We have plenty of space here and keep the bathroom nice and open. I like the faucet and the fixtures that they put in here. I think it all looks great. Maintaining the same look with the cabinets downstairs, and then again, more natural light. This one we're probably not going to. Actually, that's much better than I thought. So because our neighbor here is a 1-story home, you actually have quite a lot of natural light and privacy. So you can feel somewhat private with the window open here, and then very large walk-in shower with a subway tile. Because of the tile, that's why they don't have a built-in shelf in here. It's only specific, the large tiles that you see on the floor. If the shower has that, then they can easily put a built-in there, but again, not a deal breaker. So, my final thoughts on this one, or I should say the incentives. So for new build, that's typically why people go with new build, is because of the incentives. For a inventory home like this that's fully completed, you can treat it like any other home where we put in an offer at a price we feel is good and ask them to say yes or no. I will say they are offering a 4.99% interest rate if you go with their lender, I believe coming in at their listing price. But So we understand that. You can also negotiate a 4.99% interest rate on a resale home too. It's purely just asking the seller to put more money towards buying the rate down. And in this market, sellers are more likely to say yes than no if it means they're gonna get an offer and be able to move on with their lives. So builders offering 4.99%, which is great, especially with interest rates spiking right now. But be aware, you can also potentially get that in a resale home too if you're working with a realtor who knows how to negotiate that. I will say the final thoughts with this home, it really just depends on what you're looking for, right? If it were me, I probably wouldn't buy this house purely because the primary is upstairs and it's just me and my wife and pets. We don't have kids, we're never going to have kids. And so the primary downstairs was like our number one thing we wanted. But I have friends who have elderly, their grandmother living with them. This would work great for them, right? Because it's the primary downstairs or the primary upstairs. You have a little bit of separation. They have a little bit of their own space too. They don't have to deal with any stairs. They don't have to deal with a bathtub stepping over it. So this works really well if that's kind of the situation you're in. Maybe you plan on having a large family or you already have kids. Then you need a little bit more separation, but you don't want to break the bank. I think the price point here for being over 2,000 square feet in Easton Park, brand new, being the low 400,000s is great, especially with that third full bathroom. I was surprised to see that. So there's definitely pros and cons with this one. I think it's a really good deal. It's just depending on, if the floor plan works for you and your lifestyle. So cool, there you have it. That was the new build deal of the month. Now let's go check out the resale. Very different house from this one. So I'll see you over there. All right, now we're at the resale deal of the month. Got my notes here for this one. This is listed at $450,000. It is a 2,289 square foot home, 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2-story on 0.282 acres, so over a quarter of an acre, which is quite large for Easton Park. And we are in a Bryant Park, the first park that was built in Easton Park. So this was built in 2016. Put my notes away. Pan around so you can see where we're at. Big thing we're gonna be talking about is that guy, the apartment complex right there. But we are at the end of a cul-de-sac, okay? The nice thing about Bryant Park is it's like a octopus. Like you go down a main road and then everything is a cul-de-sac. So we're at the very end of a cul-de-sac, so you're gonna have very little traffic here. Literally 2 houses there, 2 houses there, that's it. No one else has any reason to come down here. It doesn't connect to this apartment complex, so that's a really nice benefit. And we have this 3-car garage, which on the face of it's great. It is great. An extra benefit I want to point out is the size and width of this driveway. A lot of times with 3-car garages, they'll have a 2-car garage and then they'll just they'll put a little bit of extra driveway there and you can barely fit a car in it. This is a massive driveway. And you can very comfortably fit 3 cars in the garage and then fit 6 cars plus maybe even 9 cars in this driveway. It's a very, very, very large driveway. So definitely big pro with this home. Also, thank you to Sherry Smith. You can see her on the sign right there. Sherry was nice enough to say yes for me to showcase this listing. Let's check it out. I do like the exterior. I like that we have the light blue hardy plank and then we go into the stone. Beautiful front door. Definitely needs to be either repainted or something. Can you tell I'm not a contractor? Yeah, it's a little bit weathered. All right, so flooring, wood flooring, they did a great job of maintaining it. Something with this layout, I don't know who the builder is, but I've definitely been in a house just like this. It was flipped. I did another video. This always trips me out. This opens up, so this wall's at an angle to make this hallway feel wider, but it looks weird to me when you look at the flooring because the flooring is straight, but it looks wrong. That's just a small thing to me that it's weird. I don't know if that's coming through in the video or not, but it feels kind of weird standing here. It's like a fun house. So we have our half bath here, natural light coming in, pedestal sink. Decent amount of space there. And then coat closet, pretty small. They did a good job of staging this property. To the right here, we have our utility room, which you can see how tight it is with these really tall washer and dryer, but you do have space to put it on pedestal, extra storage up here. And then they were really smart. They must have had a cat because they have a little cat door they put in here. Perfect for cat owners. You can see walking into the 3-car garage. Also that little space there is where you would clean out the litter tray. So I really like that as someone who owns 3 cats and has to deal with walking through litter as when I go do my laundry. I like it being separated. It's a nice touch, nice little upgrade if that matters to you. Some built-in shelving here. We do have a Tesla charger built-in, supercharger, so that's gonna charge very quickly. I like that that's already built in for these homes. Irrigation system, your water loop there, so if you wanted to add that system in, you can. I'm not seeing a water heater, so I'm curious to see where that is. Some of these older homes, they put them on the outside, which isn't ideal for when we have a freeze every 2-3 years, but maybe we'll see when we walk outside. And then primary downstairs, no carpet, which is nice. Definitely a big pro compared to the previous house. Seeing 2 sinks, super deep linen closet. And then sunken walk-in shower with a bench, a little bit of natural light, not a ton, but you do get something. 2 windows, you can get a sense of the size of the room. It's a pretty good sized room. This is definitely a full bed, so king is gonna be a little bit touching the windows. Still, I think it's plenty of room. This closet is not very deep, but you kind of walk in and boom, you're there. But you do have extra space side to side. And then a little portal to hell if you want to put luggage or whatever down there, some little bit of extra space. And then the kitchen living area. Kitchen I quite like, so just a typical pantry, very similar to the last one we saw. We already have the handles built in, and they have the soft close done with that, which is a nice touch. We don't have the built-in oven microwave range, which I wasn't expecting to see. So just your classic, freestanding range with a microwave above it. And then I do like that we have built-in sink, really, really large built-in sink. And then just a slightly different color with the countertop versus the white cabinets. I think that's a really good look, very clean look with the glass backsplash. That looks really good too. I really like when they have that glass subway top backsplash. Now I really hate this view. That was a big thing that I came in earlier to look through the home. It's like, oh, that's a bummer. So we have this apartment complex right here, and it seems like no matter where you go, except the primary bedroom, you're staring at this thing. So one thing I would definitely recommend is asking the HOA, okay, can we put blackout tarp on the railing there? Not our fence, because that's doing nothing, right? We're so raised up on our foundation here that I can just see into the apartment complex's cars. So we want to put blackout on this railing, and that's going to fix it immediately. It's going to completely cover me seeing into cars, me seeing people walking in and out of the complex. Really, really important here. Ton of natural light in this area. Something that I spent a solid 5 minutes on the last video I did on this specific layout was where do you put the TV? I just could not figure out where you would put a TV. And I think I figured it out. It's very important that we discuss this. So the only real open wall you have is this one. That doesn't make any sense though, because you need this walkway, and so your couch would be super close to the TV. So you would either put it in the corner, or what I would do specifically for this home, because you're trying to hide this apartment complex, I would put blackout curtains on this window and then put a console underneath the window and just sit the TV. Obviously you can't hang it on the wall, but whatever. And so just put the TV there. It gives you plenty of space. This is more of a natural area where you would put a couch facing a TV, and you get the added benefit of closing that view looking that way. And you just keep the upper window for natural light coming in. That would be my way of doing that. But they did a really good job of staging this house where you don't even really think about that. Now looking at the back patio, we do have a gas out, which is great, so you don't need to buy propane tanks anymore. You can just attach it directly to your your grill. And then they did build out this deck, which I think is great. I like that we still have the railing on it. Only just one step down from it. I'm not the biggest fan of decks personally. I would prefer to just extend in concrete, but that's because I'm a scaredy boy and I don't want to deal with snakes and critters. And I just know growing up in Elgin, Texas, in a trailer, that we always had snakes and critters underneath our deck. So something to be aware of. It's not, I don't think it's a deal breaker, right? Clearly this is backing up to concrete, so it's a very small deck. There's ways to mitigate those risks, but something to consider. If you do have large dogs like I do, this is a no-brainer. This is a much better property than the previous one, just with this much space. Now, this can be a liability or it can be a benefit, depends on how you see it. You know, I'm looking at something over a 1/4 acre and thinking opportunity, right? There's so many things I can do with this space. We can add a tool shed, we can add a she shed for my wife and doing her pottery. We can add a pool eventually, right? You have so much room to work with. But maybe for you, you don't want to plant any of those things and you don't want to deal with landscaping and potential problems, you know, with trees, all of that, the boundary, you don't want to deal with any of that. Then this is more of a, I don't need this much space, so I don't want it. So it's really up to you. Ton of privacy out here. I, again, really wish we could just, if we put tarp right there, then we'd be fine. Because the apartment complex is actually pretty far away from where we are, and the balconies are far enough away that if they're throwing keggers there every night, it shouldn't be too loud from over here, but we just need to cover that metal railing. It's unfortunate I'm seeing the trees here, so maybe they planted those to try to give privacy, but you're seeing, I'll get on the deck so you can see it better, the fence, right, is leaning pretty bad. And so that's gonna be something that needs to be addressed sooner rather than later, because that tree is just pushing it further and further and further out. But I do think this much space is rare in Easton Park, and you know, you literally don't have a neighbor on this side. That neighbor very far away, and then that neighbor is the closest one, but you have a ton of space here. You can really make this what you want it to be. And done tastefully / economically, that'll definitely raise the value of the property. All right, going up the stairs. Got this metal railing here, still in good condition. Again, I remember the last house I came in with this exact same layout. The railing was really, really rough. So this home's definitely in better condition. Landing up here, got the slanting, the vaulted ceiling, looking down. This is walk-in attic, so this is great. You don't have to go up and down stairs to get to your HVAC system right there. It's definitely a big benefit. And then 3 bedrooms and bathroom. Just the one sink, which is kind of a bummer, especially if you are utilizing all 3 bedrooms upstairs. You're gonna want that second sink. Natural light coming in, do have the bathtub. Not floor to ceiling tile, it stops there. You do have the built-in shelf though. I do like the black tile flooring, I think it looks good. Linen closet. This one could be a bedroom. It could also be a theater room, media room, however you want to use it. It's big enough. You can put blackout curtains there very comfortably. You know, put a projector on that wall, some seating, easy access to the bathroom. And then our 2 guest bedrooms. I like when they add the extra windows here. But it's an okay size, maybe 12 by 12 size. It's not too bad. And then final bathroom, or bedroom, excuse me. It's a shame because I can't get away from this this apartment complex. It's just everywhere I look, the apartment complex is the first thing I see. So that's gonna be the tricky part for selling this home, for someone wanting to live in it. To be frank, I actually have a client right now. We are closing on a home in a week and a half. It's not in Easton Park, it's in South Austin, but it's similar to this where it's a home right next to an apartment complex. And the home had so many features that my client just fell in love with the home. And then we're kind of dealing with, okay, well, what is that apartment complex like? We started doing more research on that. It felt like more of a young family townhome versus straight up apartment complex for college kids. So that's why we felt comfortable with it. I bring that story up because I don't want it to seem like, well, it's next to an apartment complex, so that's a deal breaker. Not necessarily. There are ways to, again, mitigate the privacy. It's also, you're far enough away from their balconies. I really don't know what the noise would be like. Honestly, if I had a client interested in this one, I would suggest, hey, let's come back on a Saturday night. and let's just see what it's like, right? Are people having parties? Are people screaming? Are people driving crazy fast through this parking lot? Let's get a sense of the nightlife here. Can see, also the house, when they constructed this, how much is the noise reduction? Can I hear everything through these windows, or is it pretty well kept away? And then I do like that we have our bedroom, at least, on that side of the house. And so if someone is throwing crazy parties over here, you won't be able to hear it from where you're sleeping. And so that's really important too. But another thing with apartment complexes is they change, right? The tenants go in and out every year, every month. And so the complexion of the apartment, lifestyle over there is going to be different month to month. So that's something to bear in mind too. It's tricky, right? It's a tricky one. I do like that you're getting a 3-car garage at $450. That's crazy, on an over quarter-acre lot. Primary bedroom downstairs. The driveway's huge. You're at the end of a cul-de-sac, so you can, if you have kids, they can very safely play in the front yard, front driveway. There's no through traffic at all. And it's pretty quiet in here. I mean, we've had some cars drive by in that parking lot. I haven't heard anything. So I still stand by, I think this is a great deal. This has only been on market for 4 days. So there haven't been any price reductions. There might be. The market's kind of tricky right now. It's more buyers are coming to the market this spring, but interest rates went up because of the war in Iran. And so I'm not sure, no one really knows if houses are gonna sell in a day or in 6 months. So this one is definitely one to keep an eye out on. They may do price reductions purely because being next to an apartment complex, that would be my only thing that people may be concerned about. But I still think price right out the gate, $450, is really good with those features that I just said. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you are considering buying or selling in Easton Park or the greater Austin area, you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Love to get to know you, help you through the home buying journey. I've had a lot of people reach out to me. Some people reaching out who are living in Easton Park, either renting or moving into Easton Park for the first time. Other people moving from California, from Florida, from Mexico, from New York. I've had people all around the country reaching out. So I really enjoy having those conversations, meeting new people, and just being a helpful guide for someone who doesn't quite know this area, or if they're a first-time homeowner and they just don't even know the questions to ask to make sure they're getting a good deal and there's no hidden fees anywhere. I enjoy helping people in that regard. So if you want someone in your corner and you just want someone who's going to be honest and transparent with you while having a very thorough understanding of our local market, please reach out to me. Love to help you. And until next time, I'll see you guys around town.